Come on, sit down for the camera.
Somebody help me! Somebody help me!
Not bothered. Today's vlog is all about how you can have puppies or dogs in medical school or as a doctor. I got both of mine in medical school, her in 3rd year, the other one in 4th year, and many people asked me how I did it. So stick around for these next tips on how to go about it. Come here. For those of you who are new here, I'm Dawn, this is Lila. I'm a junior doctor, she's not.
Well, no shit.
I work in the southwest of England, currently locuming. I'd just like to pre-warn you all, it is absolutely roasting today.
I need it!
As you can see, a bit sweaty. That's actually some of that's deodorant. I apologise in advance for looking disgusting. The short answer to the question, can you have dogs at medical school or as a doctor, is yes, of course you can. But there are lots of things to consider, and it's not just whether you can have them, because really if you've got the money you can have anything. But doesn't mean you should. So I'm going to talk about 4 things today, and one of them, number 1, housing. Number 2, the dog. Number 3, assistance. And number 4, mental health. It would have been really nice to have a 5th, but 4 was enough today. So a quick bit of background about how I've got my 2 dogs. So number 1 is Lila, the orange one, as she's called by many. She's a Pomeranian and I got her in my 3rd year of medical school. I was away in Greece actually working, and somebody else got a puppy, a little pug, and they called it Puggy. Original. I had always wanted a dog, and I think I was about 20 then, and I was very like, if I got my mind set on something I would do it. So I decided that I wanted to get a dog. I looked online and I thought, do you know what, actually I looked in the pet shops in Greece because I thought I could just get one there and take it back. I think that proved to be quite tricky, so in the end I didn't do it because you have to get them a passport, and trying to get them over is a real faff.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I decided not to do that, thank God.
Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
But I was flying back to Birmingham Airport and I found a breeder. She owned both of the dogs and they'd had I think 4 puppies, and there were 2 left. One was called Lighty, Lila, because she was lighter and they didn't want to name her. And I don't know what they called the other one actually. I just remember them being like, yay, we're gonna give you Lighty. And I was like, okay. My mum was quite furious with me. She was like, what the hell are you doing? You're getting a dog. She picked me up from the airport. We went there and got Lila, and as soon as she met Lila she fell in love with her. So all of that hate was forgotten. She actually, I think Lila vomited in the car on the way back. I mean, she was adorable. She was so cute. She was literally like this big. She was like a little toilet brush, like a little bundle of fluff. Stupidly, I'd already signed a contract for a student house, and there were 5 of us in it. It was a 4-bedroom house. Then we had a bunny as well, not me but my housemates, and we also had now this new dog. It was a bit of a zoo. It was a bit of a faff at the start, especially as I kind of decided quite last minute that I really wanted a dog, and I basically wouldn't budge on it, which was not the best, but whatever, we deal with it. That's the sort of background of how I got Lila. Now we move on to the first point, which is housing, and I kind of roll on from that because 1 second. Okay, we're back. That was insulation man trying to tell me to get insulation in the house, but not my house. So having dogs in a student house, it was stressful to say the least. Not only, I mean, I probably put myself in this situation because I didn't ask the landlord's permission, and I don't know how keen on it my housemates were. So it was a tricky situation. What I would advise therefore is to always get your landlord's permission. And it sounds really obvious, but it might be something you think you can skirt around. For us, it was a student house, so it was managed by the letting agency, and they don't tend to really give a shit. They just turn up when they need to do some viewings, but for the viewings, oh my god, it was so stressful trying to get the dog out the house, trying to hide the dog. It was horrible. So I would not recommend. Most student houses won't tend to let you have dogs, so I don't recommend that you hide it. You can get privately owned houses, privately rented houses that the landlords will generally let you. That's what I'm in, and the landlord knows, or the landlady knows, that I've got 2 dogs. You have to pay an extra deposit, and it's written into my contract that I need to get the carpets professionally cleaned with a receipt when I leave. So what I'm saying is, housing tends not to be an issue. You may just have to make some other sacrifices like money, so deposit, or having to fork out for professional cleaning. The other thing with housing is having a garden. I've never had a place without a garden. Yes, albeit they were probably quite shit gardens, but just having somewhere that you can stand in the doorway and have your dog on a lead and let them out, so you don't have to go out in the rain at 2 a.m. in the morning. You can just stand there, especially when you're puppy training, because they will get up at 2 in the morning. You don't want to have to get dressed every time you need to go outside. So just having a garden is, honestly, I think it's a must. I would not have a garden now. Hi guys, if you're enjoying this video, it really helps my channel if you could give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. The next one is the dog itself, and people are gonna be like, what? But all dogs are different. So there are loads of different breeds. People think a dog's a dog, but no, they all have different temperaments. They're different sizes. They all have different like instincts, little nuances, different personality traits that are more common in certain breeds. You need to consider their size. Generally, smaller dogs are more tolerated by landlords, are more tolerated by family or friends when you take them over. The size is important. If you live in a 1-bedroom flat, you are not going to be wanting a husky. They will chew the shit out of everything. Huskies, oh, this is one thing that pisses me off. Huskies are dogs for pulling sleds. People think, oh, they're so pretty. Yes, they are. But that is when you start getting behavioural issues, because the dogs get bored. You can't just walk them for 5 minutes a day. I think one of the other things to consider about dog breed at the moment, it's very popular, is to get a Labradoodle or a Cockapoo or I don't know what other poos there are. So basically it's like a poodle cross. A lot of people are choosing those dogs because they are hypoallergenic, and I use that because I don't actually know if they are. Some people say that Pomeranians are hypoallergenic, but they do molt a lot, so I'm not really sure what the situation is with that. They're very popular because of their coat. They don't molt, you have to cut them. Lots of other dogs do molt, so my 2 molt loads. And that is something you need to consider, because if you can't handle dog hair, then get a dog that doesn't molt. There are also some dogs who you will need to take them to the dog groomers, and that's another thing to consider. I actually just do Lila's hair myself. Okay, the next point, assistants. Now, I'm not talking about assistance dogs here. How I managed to have dogs in medical school was a lot of assistants, and I still have assistants now. Now that comes in many different categories, and I'm going to split it into 2, so paid and unpaid. I just want to talk about how I got Bailey, because I feel like I've left him out a little bit. So Bailey I got in my 4th year of uni, and I got him actually a bit impulsively, which is really not a way to get a dog. And I think I've mellowed out quite a bit since I was a student, let's put it that way, by how I'm describing myself. I was a bit, no, it wasn't impulsive. I was looking for another dog. I was looking for a rescue dog, couldn't get one. So subscribe and you will figure out why. So I actually just started looking at a website called Pets for Homes, and I wanted to get a King Charles Spaniel, and then I came across the cutest little things in the world, and I decided straight away that there were 2 left again. There was one really timid one who was really cute, but out of the 2 of them, one of them stayed with its mum. The other one, it was so cute. He came out of his bed and he was like plop, 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 and like came over and said hello to me. He'd never met me before, and came over and like started playing with me, and it was the cutest thing, and I thought, he's the one. Do you know why? Because Lila is just a terror, so he needs to be able to stand his ground, and he's managed to do so. So moving back onto assistance. So in medical school, I would say used like unpaid help, but I also used a bit of paid as well. So the main reason I could get a puppy was because I had a boyfriend who was a student as well and wasn't a medical student, so was around a lot more than I was. I've signed up to borrow my doggy. You do have to pay for it, it's not free. It's £40 a year, so it's not a lot. The issue is, people, because it's free, people tend to be quite flaky. Generally I found that people aren't regular, like they won't come every day. They'll say they'll come and then they'll cancel. Is that people will just stand you up. So you'll go to the parks, they'll say they'll meet you and then they're just not there. And you're like, who the hell does that? Right, we're on to the last one. The last thing I'm going to talk about is mental health. People think that having a puppy is really great and for your mental health, and it's going to be really fun. Everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Now, as you can see by the way I'm phrasing this, this is not always the case, because yes, having a puppy is really fun for about 4 hours until they start pooing on the floor. They wee uncontrollably. They just wee. They're walking along and then out it comes. They will bark. They will do things wrong. They will disobey you. They will dig. They will chew things. So yes, puppies are very cute and dogs are very nice. But as with any child or human, they will have some kind of issue. And even when they get older, things don't necessarily get easier. So yes, generally, I think my dogs have gotten me out some of the really saddest times. They're happy no matter what. You get home, they're always there for you. They'll cuddle you endlessly. There's that aspect of your mental health. Yes, they are amazing to have, but the other side is that they are stressful and they do stuff when you don't want them to. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like to subscribe and receive my pup pack, please click the link down below. I'll leave it in the description, and I'll also leave the link to the blog that accompanies this vlog down below too. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, as it really helps get my content out to other people. And please leave a comment down below, because I really love hearing from you. See you in the next one.
Not a smooth talker under pressure. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you feels so special.